Machiavelli Mills TV, what's going on, y'all? So, in the wake of Colin Kaepernick's workout this past weekend, in the wake of Stephen A. Smith's comments regarding Colin Kaepernick, in the wake of Eric Reed and Stephen A. Smith going back and forth, and in the wake of all the backlash that Colin Kaepernick has received, I said to myself, I'm definitely gonna make a video talking about this. But I had to I let days pass and let everything fester. I'm like, let me gather my thoughts on all of this. Let me come together and try to give y'all my thoughts verbatim. I even took notes on this. But I'm still piecing stuff together as I'm talking to y'all now, so bear with me. Let me just say this, man. From the jump, when it came out that the NFL was willing to work out Colin Kaepernick or willing to have all these different, they was willing to set up a workout for him to work out for these different teams, I was skeptical of it from the jump. I thought it was fishy off bat. I thought it was a PR stunt. I thought this was their way of saying, hey, we giving Colin Kaepernick a chance. He not that good. Let's move on from him. Let's close this chapter. Let's move on from him and leave him in the past. I feel like this was their way of saying, hey, we let him work out for us, because everybody was pressuring them to do so. Everybody like, look, these dudes y'all got playing quarterback that's starting are looking terrible. Of course, if y'all got these guys in the game, of course, number 7, Colin Kaepernick, can do better than what they're doing, because these guys are terrible. And people were saying this, been saying it for a while, for the last couple of weeks, right? And the NFL been feeling it. So they looking like, all right, look, we don't want dude in the league at all. We don't want him in here. We don't like him talking about all the stuff. We don't like him talking about the social injustice issues and none of that. We don't like him talking about none of this. We don't like him trying to take a stance on our platform. We not for it. So look, let's just give him a tryout anyway and just cut him out, cut all ends to him, and let's just cut this over and get this over with immediately. I feel like that's what this was. I feel like no matter how well Colin Kaepernick performed, he wasn't going to get another shot at the NFL. I thought that was a done deal. I thought after 2 years had passed when no team had picked him up, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't trying to be pessimistic with y'all. I'm an optimistic person. But to me, it felt like the writing was on the wall. He wasn't finna get, I feel like, they wasn't finna let him come back in. They was not fooling with it. Them owners didn't want no parts of that. They don't want him talking about these black issues. They don't want, it's not good for their business. They didn't want him. They didn't want him in there from the jump because, first of all, him not being in the league had nothing to do with his play from the jump. Him not being in the league, he for damn sure could be on a roster. It had nothing to do with his playing abilities. It had everything to do with his social stances on these issues and how he was openly addressing them on their platform, and they didn't like it, right? So I promise y'all, it was hard for me to even conceive that after 3 years had passed, 3 years, that all of a sudden out of nowhere they're willing to give him these private workouts. They're willing to believe in him now. Now they willing to. Now everybody got a keen interest in him out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, now they got a keen interest, and now they want to hastily set up workouts for him now. Out of nowhere, hey, this is what's going to happen. I know workouts usually happen on Tuesday, but look, Saturday, no exceptions. No ifs, ands, or buts. You got to capitulate to these things. It is what it is. I'm like, bro, they not fooling with dude at all. And I feel like it was just a PR stunt for real. But then I was like, okay, cool. Well, Cap, look, go ahead and work out for him. Do your thing. Get busy. Show the world, because everybody going to see it. Show the world that you still can play this game, that you still great at what you do. Show them that you still got an arm. And then let's just see what happened. But I feel like it didn't matter how well he performed. They wasn't going to fool with it. But then I got wind that the NFL barred media members from filming or attending the workout. Now, let me just say this. I heard that the NFL was providing their own camera people for Colin Kaepernick, and they would chop up the film and send it out to several teams. But, of course, if I'm Colin Kaepernick, I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't. Obviously, there's a level of distrust between both sides. Colin Kaepernick, like, I'm not fooling with them. These dudes got me out of the league for non-football related reasons. They don't want me talking about these black issues that are affecting the black community because they feel like it's going to hurt their dollar because these fans don't want to hear about it and they don't want to talk about race. And, oh, my God, they don't talk about race. So they like, no, Cap like, no, I'm not fooling with them. They got me out of the league. They the reason why I'm not in the league in the first place. And I don't blame him for not trusting them because, hell, Who's to say they wouldn't sabotage the footage or try to show footage with him overthrowing a receiver 1 or 2 times and like, look, he can't do anything. He's not good. It is what it is. The NFL like, man, look, this dude, they feel like, well, Colin Kaepernick don't like us. He already, they feel like, well, he sued them. So, hey, they don't want to fool with him. They didn't want to fool with him from the jump, but after that, they wasn't trying to fool with him anyway. But I'm looking like, they was never finna get that man a chance. No way. But anyway, they like, look, they don't want no outside media people. They only providing their own media people. Colin Kaepernick like, nah, I'm not trusting that, brother. I want to be able to have it open to all media so that we can have transparency during my workout. This way, we can ensure that there are no false narratives about my playing abilities. I believe that's what Colin Kaepernick felt. He didn't want no false narratives about his playing abilities. So he like, look, open it up to all the rest of the media so everybody can see. He wanted to take his narrative into his own hands and not let them say, you can't play. He looking like, no, y'all can see for yourself. Let the media come in and see that I can play so everybody can see this, right? And then because the NFL was like, nah, we're not opening it up to all media, Colin Kaepernick changed venues. Now, I will say this. I feel like Cap should have, if he's going to change venues, I feel like he should have told them like at least a day in advance, because I heard he only told them about 30 minutes before the workout or a half an hour before the workout, and I heard it was a nice little drive. Anyway, I heard that 18 reps were at this workout instead of the 32 that was supposed to be at the other location. But anyway, he came and he worked out. And I heard and I'm seeing him throwing deep balls, throwing bombs, 55-yard bombs. I'm looking like he proved he can still play the game and still throw the ball very well. But again, this was never about his talent. This was never about how well he could play. We know the man can play. For sure. We know that. We've seen him throw 16 touchdowns, to 4 interceptions. I think he had like an 89 passer rating or something like that. He still can play. But of course, it wasn't about his playing abilities at all. But anyway, when he was working out at the high school, when he changed venues, I saw people say, Cap threw the ball well, but he was throwing against air. He ain't throwing against no real defenders. He wasn't throwing against real defenders, though. And well, to that, I say this. Every free agent quarterback, every college quarterback at these combines, at their individual workouts, they throwing against air. All of them. When they auditioning for these teams, they all are throwing against air. And we all look at this as the index to judge. We look at them throwing against air. We look at them throwing against air, like Colin Kaepernick was doing. We look at that as the index to determine whether or not they're good enough to be a quarterback of an NFL team. We all look at them throwing, all the GMs and everybody look, and scouts look at them throwing against air as the index to how well they may do in the league. Right? Of course, they use college game footage that is recent, but it's not Colin Kaepernick's fault he was gone for 3 years. Is it? Is it? No, it's not. That's the NFL's fault. So, when I see people talking about, oh, he throwing against air, don't act like this y'all first time seeing this. This is how y'all judge quarterbacks all the time. All the time. Like, and I'm like, bruh, come on, get up out of here, man. Like, I wasn't riding with that at all. And then, I'm seeing all types I saw Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. going off, and he's talking disparaging remarks about Cap, as if Cap was the one who blackballed him in the first place. Now, Stephen A. went on to admit that he was blackballed, and he said he was blackballed. But I'm looking like, damn, Stephen A. coming hard, like he just pissed the hell off. But I'm looking like, man, Stephen A. got his bread too. And he know that, I'm like, damn, he talking like these other media, some of these other media talking with disgust when they talk about Colin Kaepernick. And don't let me get on Tiki Barber's ass. Tiki Barber's such a goofball to me. His ass such a goofball. Like, he went up there talking about I commend Colin Kaepernick for what he's done the past couple of years, but God, he is unlikable. And that's frustrating to me because he has so much talent. You want to talk about somebody that's unlikable, Tiki? You unlikable? Fam, this man left, didn't he cheat on his wife with like the babysitter or somebody, or with his assistant when his wife was like 8 months pregnant and then left his wife for the assistant? So you don't talk about nobody being an unlikable character, bro. you're Tiki. I'm sure you're an expert on that. But anyway, Stephen A. Smith going off on him and saying he only want to be a martyr. He don't want to play. When I'm sure the man definitely wants to play. But he looking like, nah, I want to be in the league, but y'all not going to, like, he doesn't have to kowtow to everything the NFL wants. He's not going to kowtow to everything that the NFL wants just to be a part of the league. Like, nah. That's not how it's going down. That's not how it's going down. And then, hold on. Cause I'm looking like, hold on, wait a second. Hold on. Then, oh yeah. So anyway, everybody say, and then I heard people say this too. Why did he show up in a Kunta Kinte shirt? He showed up in a Kunta Kinte shirt for his job interview. First of all, let's stop comparing a regular 9 to 5 to an NFL job. It is not the same. Brother man, I could come to go play in the NFL with gold fronts in my mouth, earrings in my ear, and go on the field and do the damn thing and get busy, and it is what it is. It's not the same as me and y'all regular 9 to 5. It's not. The employers in the NFL don't have the same power as regular or standard employers. They just don't. NFL got collective bargaining agreement in place with players and team owners. And there are negotiations between the collective bargaining. There are collective bargaining negotiations between the NFL Players Association, NFLPA, and the NFL itself, right? And the owners. Meaning both sides have to agree on stipulations, and the team owners and bosses can't just impose their will on employers like your boss can do it at your job. That can't happen like that. Secondly, people worried about a damn shirt. Y'all worried about the Kunta Kinte shirt. People worry about the wrong shit to me. That's worried about the wrong stuff. That's the minuscule stuff to me. Like that Kunta Kinte shirt, so what? Especially when you got co-workers and CEOs with, like, especially down south, Confederate flags on their cars, Confederate flags at their desk. I was in Arkansas for grad school. I seen this shit with my own eyes. People parading Confederate flags all over their cars. People wearing all type of Confederate flags all at the cabinet. I saw this for real. Parading it and daring people to say something. Coming up, I know it happens. People got all type of Confederate flag stuff all probably at their desk, everything, or a MAGA hat or whatever. But yeah, now y'all talking about a shirt for real? Y'all worried about a damn T-shirt? Nah, I ain't fooling with that either. And then I see people saying this. People also they saying, why didn't he kneel when he was starting? Why didn't he kneel a couple years ago? Why was he worried? It was like he was just worried about his tattoos and kissing his biceps. Why didn't he kneel then? I said, well, look, Colin Kaepernick got to answer that. But I'm like, well, damn. Did y'all ever think the man just evolved and found knowledge of self? Y'all don't think that could have happened? You really don't? You think that's highly unlikely? I asked this. Are you the same person that you were 4 to 5 years ago? Are you the same person that you were 4 to 5 years ago, 5 to 6 years ago? Are you that same person? Are you the same person that you were in college? I can say for myself, brother, I've grown a lot in the last 3 to 4 years, 4 to 5 years. Like I'm making statements and I'm recognizing things that I never would have recognized 4 to 5 years ago. I'm for real. I have evolved tremendously in the last 4 to 5 years. And I always said, I see people, Charlemagne said this before. He said, man, today's generation always wants you to be this one way. If you're not, they're going to like, oh, you're not authentic, you're not real. Today's generation would have never let Malcolm Little become Malcolm X. I'm not comparing Colin Kaepernick to Malcolm X. I'm saying, in general. Today's generation, they would have been like, well, why you wasn't doing it then when you was Detroit Red? Why you wasn't speaking up for black people then? Why you wasn't talking about black civil rights back then? Why you doing it now? Dumb shit like that. Like, for real, really. People change, brother. People gain knowledge of self. So, yeah, people talking all that, it's crazy to me. It is absolutely crazy to me, man. And, hold on. looking at this thing too, because people like, well, look, this is a job interview. He's trying to get back in the league. He needs to do what they say. He needs to do what they say. If he got a kowtow to him, he must do that. He got to do it to get a job. He should be appreciative that the NFL is reaching out to him once again. And I ask y'all, is he supposed to be so thankful of an opportunity when he's been denied before? After you deny him the opportunity to be in the league for non-football reasons, non-football related reasons, I'm supposed to be so thankful and gracious that you let me in, and oh, thank you, Lord, so bad. After you was denying me like off wrong stuff from the jump? Let's be real. If Colin Kaepernick was never talking about these black issues, he would still be in the league right now. I'm not saying he would have been a starter. He damn sure probably would have been a starter now, especially depending on these teams he owned, because some of these dudes are horrible. They are trash. Mitch Trubisky is terrible, y'all. He is boo-boo. He is trash. He trash. He garbage. He is garbage. I'm looking at some of the other dudes in the league now too, like other dudes they got on the rosters. I'm like, for real? So y'all want him to be so thankful of an opportunity that he's been denied of before wrongfully? He's supposed to be thankful and beg, oh, thank you, God. Like, nah, bro. Nah. And I'm not saying he's supposed to make everything hard, or he's not supposed to make the NFL jump through every single hoop. But at the same time, he has probable cause or reason to not trust the NFL based on stuff they did to him in the past, right? Again, him not playing in the league has nothing to do with his playing abilities. It has everything to do with his stance, with how he feels, like his stance on social justice issues affecting black people. Now, as I mentioned before, when we last saw Colin Kaepernick, he threw for 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in 11 games, which is pretty solid numbers, might I add. But when I bring these numbers up, you know what people tell me? People often bring up the 49ers' horrendous record that year. They were like 2-14, and people are like, yeah, he had that, but look how terrible the team was. It was horrible. How can you explain that? They were horrible. These people always fail to mention how abysmal the 49ers defense was that year. They were horrible. San Francisco was dead last in defense. They was dead last in defense that year. And they also led the NFL in drop passes. But somehow, some way, Cap still managed to have those solid numbers in spite of all of that. Right? He can still play. He can definitely still play, and he is better than a couple of starting quarterbacks right now. Again, they signing guys off the couch that they ain't been playing for a while, calling them out of retirement. Guys sitting on the couch like me and you, eating chips, watching TV, eating a steak on the couch. They dudes on the couch drinking beer. They calling them off the couch to come in. But you trying to tell me Colin Kaepernick don't deserve a shot? He not good enough? Look at some of these. Mason Rudolph threw 4 picks in the last game. He had 4 picks. 4. I mean, I'm finna read y'all something. Like, for some of these names, I'm like, bro, Brian Hoyer, dog. Like, nah, man. No. We know about Blaine Gabbert. Even Andy Dalton playing boo-boo, playing terrible. Mike Glennon, trash. Y'all know how I feel about Nathan Peterman. Garbage. Sam Darnold, too. Him too, bro. Like, nah, fam. Yeah. Nah, bro. Ain't no way that Colin Kaepernick's not supposed to be in the NFL, bro. You cannot convince me of that. Not at all. This was never about how well he could play. This is about his stance on social justice issues, right? And then I hear people say this. I heard that, well, he didn't want to agree to the waiver that the NFL had in place, right? They had a waiver that they had in place, and they said Cap didn't want to agree to it. And they're like, this is the standard waiver that everybody signs. All free agents sign. This is the standard waiver that everybody signs. However, Colin Kaepernick, people saying, like, this is a waiver that forfeited his rights, right? They forfeited his rights. And I believe that waiver says that, even, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that waiver, from what I'm reading, is it saying that the Cap cannot sue them in case things go wrong, which could include them colluding against him. But like even if collusion happens, in so many words, as you know, kind of lawyer talk, I'm trying to read through it. Is it saying that even if something happens that he may not deem right, he still cannot sue no matter what? But he like doesn't. They were saying Colin Kaepernick representatives are saying this is not the standard waiver that everybody signs, but people making it seem like it is. People making it seem like it is. And you know what, too? And Eric Reed and Stephen A. going back and forth, right? Stephen A., the way he was talking so vigorously about Colin Kaepernick, it reminded me of some of these talking heads who on TV, who every time Colin Kaepernick's name is mentioned, they get disgusted and they just act like he's the most despicable human being walking the earth. That's why Tiki Barber on that bullshit. Tiki, get your bald head ass, Q bald head ass out of here with that, bro. Not unlikable, bro. You need to look in the mirror, dog. But anyway, for saying that, and we all have flaws as human beings, but saying he's unlikable, brother, relax, bro. But anyway, I'm looking at Stephen A. like he talking this disparaging talks, like just like these other talking pundits on all these different news networks and national news media, who every time Colin Kaepernick name get brought up, they got this vile look on their face. They look disgusted. They look absolutely just heated, enraged. Jason Whitlock, one of them individuals. Every time Colin Kaepernick name get brought up, he looks disgusted and how dare he and all of this and all of that. And Stephen A. too. Like, and I promise y'all, I've defended Stephen A. so many times, you know, on other things of other black people that have come at him with. I defended him so many different times and stuff. It's like the way he was coming at Cap, like, it was like he was just so egregious as a human, like as a person. I'm like, bro, relax, bro. And then I was so disappointed because I'm looking like Deion Sanders prime time. I love me some prime time. He put the fire emojis after after Stephen A. Smith went on there and ran about Cap, and I'm like, bro, look at it. Was like the way he was going so crazy. I'm like, this shit is like look like some clown shit. And then Stephen A. plugged the show. Catch me on First Take on Monday. I can't wait. Plug the shameless plugging the show in, because brother, you turned it into a WWE promo with that one, because you wanted these views to boom. They was gonna view First Take anyway. I watched First Take even though I feel like Undisputed is a better show than theirs. But anyway, it's like, bro, that's that plug you put in made it seem like some WWF stuff. I'm looking at Prime like Prime. Don't egg dude on. Don't egg dude on with that, bro. Bro. He on some clown shit. Like, dude, it's a way that you address it, but the way he was saying it, you can disagree. You don't have to agree with everything Colin Kaepernick did or said. But the way he was addressing it, I'm looking like, bro, this man, and then I feel like Stephen A. so mad, he's still mad that Colin Kaepernick, Eric Reed had some harsh words for Jay-Z, because Jay-Z went in back. Like, and let's be real, I'm one of the biggest Jigga fans you will ever find. But let's not act like Jay was bogus for telling all the other performers, hey, don't perform at the NFL halftime show. Don't you perform at the halftime show. Don't y'all perform. Y'all don't do that show. That ain't right. You standing with Cap. And then now he negotiated a deal with the NFL. Now it's cool to perform now. Bro, that was some shady shit to me. That's like if a dude tell you, hey, don't talk to that girl. She loose. She wrong. She disloyal. She ain't right. She bogus. Don't talk to her. She ain't no good girl. And then next week after you done told me about the girl, I see you all macking to her. You walking with her hand in hand. Damn, dog, push me out the picture so you can make your way in and get your way to whatever is good with the girl. You made your way to the benefits or whatever. Like, bruh, I thought that was bogus when Jay did that. But Stephen A. felt so mad and disgruntled about how dare you criticize Jay-Z. How, like, he was just so heated. I'm like, damn. Really, he's still mad at that too. That's why he going to Eric Reed mad at Jay-Z and he mad at Roger Goodell and all this. I said, damn, Stephen A. loved Jigga more than Beyonce do. He loved Jigga more than Beyonce does. Like, bro, relax. You just that damn mad they criticize Jigga. Some people Sometimes black people love Jay-Z so much to a fault. They're like, damn, Jigga can't do no wrong. I'm the biggest LeBron fan you find. If LeBron would have did that shit, I'd told Bron that your ass out your goddamn mind. For real, bro. Telling people don't perform, don't you perform. Then now that you got to deal with them all, it's all good. Now come on, y'all. Now I got my deal. I got my big piece of the pie. Now y'all can perform. That was crazy. But anyway, Stephen A. Smith's still mad at that. That's why, he mad at he attacked Malcolm Jenkins. He attacked Jay-Z. He mad at everybody with him. Like, bro, he mad that man came at Jigga like that, for real. But then I see people telling Eric Reed, well, Eric, if you so enraged or you so upset with the NFL, they telling Eric, you so upset with the NFL, you so mad at the NFL, but you still collecting a check from them. Stephen A. said the same thing. Stephen A. said things along those same lines. He basically telling Eric Reed, you need to get off your high horse because you still cash an NFL check. And to that I say, news flash. Of course Eric Reed does. Of course he still flashes an NFL. Of course he still cashes an NFL check. Of course he does. Because despite how the NFL owners wrong cap, despite how bogus they are, Eric is playing in the only league in the world that can pay him his worth during the small window he has to capitalize on his special talent that he has. The average NFL career, might I add, is about 3 to 4 years. That's the average NFL career, about 3 to 4 years, and they're done. My man is playing in the only league that can pay him his worth during the small window he has to capitalize on his talent. Also, Eric Reed, he dreamed of playing in the NFL and worked his ass off his whole life to get to play football competitively at the highest level, which is the NFL. Eric possesses a special set of skills that has earned him his chance to get paid handsomely for it. Get paid handsomely for the special set of skills that I don't possess, that you don't possess, that Stephen A. doesn't possess, Jason Whitlock doesn't possess those skills that Eric Reed has. And he earned his way to get a chance to get paid handsomely for it. Eric Reed is living out his dream, a dream that provides for his family also. So of course he does cash that NFL check. Ain't no other league gonna pay him. There is no other league available to pay him his true worth for his talent. So yeah, I'm gonna play in this league. If y'all wrong my boy, I'm gonna play in this league because I worked to get here. I worked to get to this point. I worked to earn this money with the special talent that I have. I maximized on that talent. Like, I got to the highest level. I played football well enough to get paid handsomely for it. But I'm gonna tell y'all, while I'm working for y'all, I got some grievances with y'all because y'all should do the right thing when it comes to my boy. Because at the end of the day, we all know that Colin Kaepernick not being in the NFL has absolutely nothing to do with his playing abilities. You can talk all that, he not that good shit all you want to. The names I ran off on that list, I told y'all that's horrible. Them boys terrible. Like, I'm Mitch Trubisky, boo-boo. He terrible. I promise y'all, Mitch horrible. And the way the Bears went and picked him and drafted, traded up to get him above Deshaun Watson, brother, after you seen him slicing and dicing Alabama's defense like a carved turkey on Thanksgiving. After y'all saw what Deshaun Watson did, what in y'all mind, what did y'all see that said, oh my God, we got to draft Mitchell Trubisky the first quarterback over Deshaun Watson? I give Patrick Mahomes, I get a Patrick Mahomes thing to pass because we didn't see Pat Mahomes being what he is now. But Pat Mahomes is still rated higher than Mitchell Trubisky at North Carolina. I never even heard of Mitch Trubisky until the draft night. But hey, I don't hear every draft pick before they get drafted. I didn't know Devin Hester, who Devin Hester was before then. But let's be real. Mitch ain't on nothing. He not it. He not the guy. They got Nathan Peterman, Mike Lennon, Brian Hoyer. Come on, Sam Darnold. They're like, bro, no. Like, no, bro. Andy Dalton playing horrible. Like, no, fam. No. Even Baker Mayfield playing trash right now. Like, they're like, nah, fam. No. This is not, Colin Kaepernick not being in the NFL had nothing to do with his playing abilities. It had everything to do with his stance on social justice issues facing Black America. You got some people and some owners that do not want him to talk about that do not want him to talk about these issues. They could care less about him talking about it. They don't want him. They don't want to hear about it. It don't affect them. They don't want to talk about it at all. It ain't going on in their neighborhood. It ain't going on in their family. They can give a damn what he's talking about. So that he could pick another avenue to talk about this. Pick another way. Choose the wrong platform to do that on. Well, on any other platform, y'all wouldn't have heard him or even cared to even listen to him if he did this on his own personal time. So he did it. He did it during the time when y'all can hear him talk. But again, some people say capitulate, man. They wanted to see Colin. They wanted to see if you would do what they asked you to do, to see if you would be a problem going forward. They're like, Cap, you gave them the reason to say. You gave them the out. When you change the venue at the last minute, which is true, when you change the venue at the last minute, he gave them the reason to say. He gave them their out to say, well, look, he doesn't want to listen. We don't have no time for him. But let's be real. They wasn't finna give him a shot in the first damn place. And they looking like, well, just do what they say. Just do what they say. You don't need the camera crew there. Yeah, we don't determine him getting a job. Of course, everybody knows that we don't determine him getting a job. We know that. But he wants the cameras to be there to show that, hey, if I'm not in the league, they can't just say I'm not. They can't just say I was. They can't say anything about my workout. Oh, he was overthrowing guys. If it really didn't happen, and y'all were there to see that it didn't happen, they can't say I was overthrowing guys and underthrowing guys if it didn't happen. I want y'all. He said I want camera people here for full transparency to see that. Look, to see that there are no false narratives about my playing abilities, about my throwing arm. Y'all can see that I'm accurate. And I'm throwing this ball very well. So they can't go behind closed doors and say I was doing this and doing that, doing stuff that I wasn't doing. They can't go behind closed doors and say I was throwing the ball terribly when y'all see, the world see, not just NFL media saw, but the world media saw that I was not overthrowing guys. I was not underthrowing guys. That was his point. And again, is he supposed to be so thankful and appreciative for getting an opportunity in a league that he was denied from wrongly in the first place? Y'all think about that. For real, for real. And then another thing, man. I was on Twitter and Ava DuVernay. I don't know if I saw this picture before. And y'all tell me if it's Photoshop or not. I don't think it is at all. I think it's a true picture. No doubt, man. I'm on Ava DuVernay's page, right? And she was chiming in on the discussion with Eric Reed concerning Colin Kaepernick. And she was, providing some commentary on the things that happened. And while I'm looking on Ava's page, I see Stephen A. take a picture with a certain individual. Let's see if I can find this picture right now. This picture, Stephen A. Smith took a picture with a guy by the name of David Clark. The same David Clark who called Black Lives Matter a hate group and oversaw the Milwaukee County Jail where 4 people died, including a newborn, under his watch. And then, David Clark became a Trump advocate, President Trump advocate on Fox News before being fired. But it is what it is. I'm like, this is the same dude, Stephen A. smiling and grinning with the same dude that called Black Lives Matter a hate group. Hate group. Same dude that oversaw a Milwaukee County jail where 4 people died, including a newborn baby. And Stephen A. smiling and grinning with him. I'm like, bro, now I know people can say, well, if some guy want a picture, you can't deny him, but I ain't taking pictures with that dude. I'm not. It's not wrong. It's not illegal for you to take a picture with that guy, but it's like, would you really want to be seen in the photo with this guy? Really? I don't know. Yeah, Stephen A. can do what he want to do, but this picture, nah, bro. Nah. That ain't the guy to be taking a picture with and cheesing with, for real, brother. But yeah, that is my take on the whole Colin Kaepernick situation. Yeah, truth be told. Colin moving the venue at the last minute, I didn't agree with that. I agree with him moving the venue. Now, let me clear this up. I agree with him changing the venue if the media people weren't given access, but I feel like he should have told them at least a day earlier. Nonetheless, do I really think that the NFL was going to give Colin Kaepernick a second go round? Hell no. I never thought that. After 2 years passed, it was a done deal. I thought it was a done deal when then 2 years passed and he didn't hear nothing back. I feel like it was. I didn't want to be pessimistic again, but I feel like it was over with at that point. And then when he sued him, I feel like they pissed. They never gonna let him come back at all. I feel like this was a PR stunt on behalf of the NFL. They had no interest in signing that man. I didn't fall for it for 1 minute, but I was just saying, well, work out and let's see what happens. Cap worked out. He didn't work out at they event because he feel like they was trying to. He wanted to ensure that there were no false narratives about his throwing abilities. He wanted to ensure that he would not be sabotaged by the NFL directly. Some people say, well, he sabotaged himself or whatever. Man, listen. Him changing the venue would not be the deciding factor for teams to say, I don't want to fool with you on my team or not. Him changing that venue. Nah, if you believe he could play and you really wanted him on your team, they know he could play. But if you really wanted him on your team, you would still say, you know what, he changed the venue, but you know what? This guy has a special talent. I want him on my team. I need him. Come on. A lot of these teams need Colin Kaepernick. Especially the damn Bears. For sure they do. Especially the Bears. But a lot of teams need Colin Kaepernick for sure. They gonna act like they don't. They're gonna act like they don't. They're not gonna admit it, but they do. They need that man. But they're not gonna fool with him. They're not gonna fool with him because he's not taking the stance that they want him to take. So they're not gonna fool with him. And unfortunately, I knew that for a while. But yeah, man, they was gonna come and work him out. Let everybody say, look, see there? We gave him a chance. Let's move on. Bye. That was their goal. And then I always thought for one, when a team is interested in you, they talk to your agent and your representatives, not league officials like they did in this situation. So I'm like, that was weird and eerie to me. Like, man, these dudes ain't want to work out for real. They ain't trying to really get this man on no team. No, they don't want that man on that team for real. They didn't. They didn't want him on no team. It's clear. They said, no, look, we know he can play, but we ain't trying to have that on our team. We're not trying to have him on our team. It is what it is. So unfortunately, I knew he wasn't going. I knew he wasn't going to get signed. But yeah, I think that's truth be told. I don't think that he will. Unfortunately, I don't think that he will be a player in the NFL anymore. But he definitely deserves to play, considering the bums that these teams got on their roster. Crazy. Machiavelli Mills TV. Peace.